guys, Bandicoot101 here, and welcome to my review of the Crucial MX100. Now this is my first solid state drive, but I've done some benchmarks on it using Crystal Disk Mark, and I thought I'd give you guys a review of how I feel about solid state drives. You can see my video of how to install it, installing the solid state drive, and how I feel about upgrading in my other video, which I have linked down in the description below, along with my Twitter and Facebook. But yeah, remember to rate, comment and everything, follow me on Facebook, like me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook even, other way around. But remember to do that to stay up to date with the latest tech videos. But today I'm actually going to be giving a review of this specific solid state drive, which is the Crucial MX100 512GB model. Now this is a solid state drive that is made by Crucial using Micron's solid state drive technology, whatever that might be. I'm just trying to find out how long the warranty is on it because I haven't actually looked yet. But I think it's a 3-year limited warranty, but it should be... you shouldn't be worried about it breaking anyway, really, because solid state drives are very robust. Unlike hard drives, you can knock them around and you wouldn't have to be worried about them breaking. They haven't got any moving parts, they store everything in electrons, so that you wouldn't actually have to worry about them breaking like that. So one thing I like about solid state drive is the fact that it's more robust than previous hard drives, and yeah, it will last longer, theoretically. Actually, it's more resistant to shock damage and stuff like that. So yeah, that's one good reason. One good part about solid state drive is its shock resistance and ability to be used in mineral oil cooled PCs, which is another thing. PCs can be submerged in oil, and it's an alternative to having air cooling, like entirely submerged. And hard drives can't do this because they have moving parts, where this can actually be entirely submerged in oil, and it will still operate fine, function fine, and there'll be no issues there at all with it whatsoever. So another benefit is it can be submerged in mineral oil as well as being shock and damage resistant. This is only 512GB in comparison with hard drives, which can get up to much larger, capacities. For example, up to 6 to 8. I think you get 8TB ones now if you get some Western Digital surveillance grade, server grade stuff. But you can get massive storage capacities in hard drives. Unlike solid state drives, I think you can get a terabyte at the biggest. But this is 512GB. It's more than enough for a few games and all my college work. So yeah, it's big enough capacity for me. I mean, I've got my boot. I'm using this as a boot and storage drive because I haven't got enough SATA power connectors to actually have any more than one drive in my system. I know I need to upgrade. I know, but I'll get around to it one day. So yeah, that's another thing. Is less power consumption as well. Solid state drives require less power to actually operate than typical hard drives because they haven't got moving parts, as I previously said. So they are easier to power. So cheaper to run and use as an everyday driver. So yeah, that's another benefit of having solid state drives. And it's just something I really like. So the two connectors you see at the end here, I'll zoom in on them. These are, hang on, we'll get there. Yeah, these, as you can see, are, I'll zoom in a bit, here you go. You've got a SATA power connector here, so this is how the actual device will get power from your computer. It requires one SATA power connector, and here we have the SATA data cable. Preferably it's a SATA 6GB per second interface, so SATA 3 interface. Capable of transferring 6 gigabits of data per second. So that's how the actual device connects. That's all it really has. You can see here we have 4 mounting brackets, 4 screw holes even to mount it to a mounting bracket, or you screw it onto a support tray on your case. So that's another feature which we have here on the Crucial. If you're also interested, it also has apparently, according to the box, they have rated this thing at read speeds of up to 550 megabytes per second and writes at 500 megabytes per second. I wasn't quite hitting these speeds. Obviously, there's other factors that can, affect this. Like I'm using a pretty cheap end. It's a 6 gigabit cable, but it was quite cheap. It was only £5, I think, so it wasn't too expensive. And that's about $8 for quite a long one as well. So I'm using quite a cheap cable, and this will actually affect probably the performance. But my personal read speeds were 509 megabytes per second on the right. I'm going to have a screen come up now to show you guys that. Yeah, so I'll probably annotate it here somewhere. There's 500 odd megabytes per second on the read and 480 or 490 on the write. So considering I'm using a low-end motherboard and relatively cheap cables, I'm pretty impressed with those specs, to be honest. I'm quite happy with those scores. And honestly, my boot time using Windows 8.1 Pro has reduced significantly down from about, it did used to be around, I think it was about 33 seconds, it's now about 4 or 5 seconds. It's ridiculously quick boot time. And my load screens in Battlefield, I've noticed the biggest performance increase. I don't feel Skyrim's changed much, strangely, but Battlefield 4 I used to wait 3 to 4 minutes to get into a game, which is ludicrous, I know, but it's because I was using a hard drive as a boot and storage drive, like I am with this, but it's a solid state drive, obviously. So my boot times into load times into Battlefield have reduced to under 30 seconds, even on 64-player Conquest on the largest maps with level destruction. Still under 30 seconds, so I'm one of the first people in the game every time. And it is nice just having my choice of vehicles for once, and not joining the game after it's been going for a minute. It is nice to be able to do that. Totally worth buying one. I'd have to say, if you can afford to shove one of these babies in your system, please get one. It's fantastic. It looks fantastic, this one specifically. I really love the sticker on it, even though it's hidden when I've mounted it. Looks fantastic. It performs fine. It does genuinely have 512 gigabytes of storage, and it actually just performs nearly as well as they said in their rated specs. And considering the price of this SSD compared with other competitors and the read and write speed it's getting, because it is damn fast for its price, I would definitely say this is a worthwhile SSD to get compared with stuff like an 840 Pro or an 850 Pro Samsung that cost twice as much for yes, 10% better performance, but honestly, why pay twice as much with 10% improvement? This is the sweet spot for SSDs at the moment. This is what I would recommend. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Bandicoot101. Like my Facebook page at Bandicoot101. Links will be down in the description. I've also got a description to my other SSD installing video down in the description. And I'll catch you guys very soon with another gaming or tech video at Bandicoot101 out.
It's settled. We take over.